Hello everyone and welcome to the Xsylum, where today this is me commentating over a video I just recorded of me beating Celeste, Chapter 5A Golden Strawberry. I'm going to be doing a light commentary over this video, just discussing a few of the different safe air quote strats that I was doing. Relatively safe. If you would not like commentary, feel free to just mute the video. I know it's kind of annoying because then you can't hear like the game, but chances are if you don't want commentary, you're actively running it yourself. So, listen to your own thing. Right here we're just waiting for the blades to start coming towards the middle, or around about when they reach the middle of their loop to jump off that wall. Holding onto that wall there and holding nothing as we fall. Make sure we avoid all the spinners. We'll use it once more again later on, so it's nice to remember. Coming up here, you can really do this room however you want. We're just kind of trying to get to the top right of it. I found that to be one of the faster ways. Wall jumping off of this moving block. You don't have to dash this many times, it just helps. If you crawl, just like I showed there, if Madeline does the dangling feet animation on the wall, then she'll automatically grab onto the moving block, which is quite useful. Right here, if you know neutral wall jumps, they might be more useful. You just be careful of running out of stamina on that section. I won't teach neutral wall jumps here, but I'll have like a video up somewhere here if you would like to learn them. Right here, just dash at the edge of that gap, and again, hold the wall and fall without holding anything. Should get you through the spinners. The spinners are the balls of spikes, by the way, if you did not know. I just learned that not too long ago. Not the spinning saw blades. Again, wall jumping to conserve a little bit of stamina instead of wall climbing or like vertical jumping off of the wall. For these saw blades, you want to go when they start heading towards the middle. You should try and jump into the red ball. It should line you up pretty well. Right here, just hopping upwards into the red ball, and then at around 3 minutes we have already reached the kind of eyeball monsters of horror. So, I mean, it's not the fastest, like, it's certainly not speedrunning the world record, but it's one of the faster routes I could come up with. This part I lose a few seconds just forgetting which way to go. Oh, missed that final dash as well. Thankfully that does not count as a death, because that would make this golden strawberry virtually impossible. Almost tried to skip a cutscene there. That is not a cutscene. Make sure you don't press retry. Just practicing dashes there, just making sure the button still works. Don't really need to. I do it whenever I enter this room, just kind of ceremony now. After this red ball, if you continue holding upright, you should land right where you need to on that platform. I recommend not immediately jumping once it reaches its destination, but waiting for it to stop, and then wall jumping. That way you don't hit any like loose spikes, or you don't fling yourself into spikes rather. Jumping straight down here will make the eye monster hit that first checkpoint for you. You want to be careful here. Generally, you want to go for a checkpoint after the monster is dashed at you. That way you can hit the checkpoint while it recharges its dash. Jumping straight down there should always net you that kind of the eyeball monster hitting the wall you came from, giving you a little bit of time to think. You should only really be trying to go for the door when the monster is dashing towards the opposite side. just to give yourself a few more seconds of grace before it comes dashing back at you. Here, just hug like these kind of snow blocks. Make sure to crouch here in case they clip through a little bit and like nip you. Yeah, this part is kind of chaotic. I'm fairly sure I even like bounce off of him like a little bit. I'm just waiting to get, yeah, see that little bounce there? I was kind of just waiting for him to get into a better spot on the opposite wall. Here we want this eyeball monster to hit right at the bottom of that shield, and then we can jump straight off his head. Be quick here, because if you get all the way up here, you can get the eyeball monster to break that red barrier, which will make this safe strat over here easier. If you're really able to, without that eyeball monster destroying the red block he just destroyed, you can usually trap him on the right side of the room. I did not manage to pull that off, but it's not as rare as you might think. If you practice that a bit, you can probably manage it as well. Neutral wall jumps, again, useful for that section, just so you don't accidentally run out of stamina. Okay, so this section I really recommend looking into key skip. I will try and put a video up above to actually show key skip, but basically what's going on is we're going to walk against the wall, dash right, and then using the kind of dash momentum, we're going to jump, and then up left dash as well. Useful to note, I don't think the monster can dash straight upwards, so as long as you kind of keep momentum on him in that climbing section, you should be good. Again, getting the monster to dash at us so we can hit his head before leaving the safety of these kind of snow blocks. I messed up the strat there. If you hold on to the top of that red block for a little bit longer, the eyeball monster will hit the red block, and now it's just kind of a waiting game for a safe time for me to do it again to unlock, or like reveal the checkpoint rather. Now I actually have to hit the checkpoint. This is why failing to do it again, just failing to hit this checkpoint. Don't risk it. Like, if you fail to hit it, jump back to these snow blocks and wait for another chance. This was a pretty risky strat there, but trying to cross that room as fast as possible once you know the monster won't immediately dash at you is kind of important. Well, it's not important, but it's recommended. I'd actually say this room coming up is the hardest room out of all of these kind of Theo sections for me, just because there's not a lot of cover. Just doing those two dashes I just did there in that way should really help you out. And then from here, we're just going to try and get the monster to dash towards the bottom so you can bop on the head. Make sure you don't get clipped by him through the snow block. Walk away until he's sufficiently away that you can walk back out and attract him without touching him. Or else, again, getting nipped is just one of the worst feelings, especially this late into the level. And you gotta save that frustration for the summit, because that is one damn long level. Kind of doing a little ring around the rosy with the eyeball monster. Poor Theo throw there is just gonna make grabbing him annoying. Again, doing the lure the eyeball monster towards the bottom so we can bop on his head. Practice that timing. It's not too hard to get the hang of, but once you do it, it should be pretty good. Remembering that you can throw Theo through that final section if you need a few extra seconds, but it's kind of risky because if he doesn't make it to the edge of the screen, then you won't be able to cross it yourself and you'll probably end up dying. Going across those top blocks as well just gives you an extra place to fall down onto because you won't be able to dash holding Theo, obviously. So usually I'll try and stick to that when I can. I actually got through this room pretty easily, but if the monster continues chasing you through this section, I recommend only trying to advance with Theo when the monster it dashes towards the side you came from. Otherwise, just kind of wait for the monster to dash under your feet and you should be fine. Putting Theo down, we're gonna use this block to propel ourselves, dash, and then jump. And then there's a little wall that comes down here to protect you. That area's pretty easy. So this place, there's actually a good strat. Hug the edge of this block and throw Theo, and then dash upwards. And all you need to do is walk off this platform, and bam, that eyeball monster will end up right in the trap of that dash block. Very useful. Watch it over again if you need, just remember, hug the edge of the block. I actually hadn't seen this one before, which was kind of annoying because now I was really worried that I had messed something up, but we're good. Okay, this room took longer than I wish it had, but it's because this is the final room basically, and so because of how long it is, I've put together a semi-safe strat. This was kind of a dangerous move there, but okay, so because we're gonna be here for a little bit longer, basically the strat is you want to get the monster to dash towards you into that snow block, and then he's gonna do this kind of searching, like searching whatever it's called, right? He's gonna search for you. He's gonna enter search mode. What you want is the monster to enter search mode, and then eventually, after search mode, he'll start wandering, and one of the wander paths is upwards towards this little, like, catwalk scaffolding here. I wouldn't recommend going this far out, but if you really need to get him back, like, this is probably the safest strat I have at least come up with. So eventually, I think it might not be this one, it might be the next one. So yeah, just crawling up this wall to try and get him to follow you up here. So, no, again? Really? Wow. Usually it's faster than this, I'm sorry. But also, it's sacrificing a bit of time for a safer strat. Okay, there we go. So now he's going to follow us in. Just make sure that he dashes all the way through that room first. And that should give you basically all the time you need to cross this entire section without being pursued. And then that's it. You've made it to the end. Sorry this entire video's commentary was a bit chaotic. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask them in the comments. I will try and simplify the strats, or even just record a small section of the video and I'll unlist it, send it to you through the comments, whatever. That's it for this one though. Sadly I skipped the cutscene here, but thank you all for watching. Please consider liking the video if it helped you at all. Subscribe because I'm not done with these golden strawberry things yet, and thank you all for watching. Good night.